Another question that I get asked often is, how do you determine, number one, what banding you will like to use if the client wants it, and how do you make sure that when you place your banding on your shade, that is completely straight? Well, to answer the question, the first question is that, what banding? Well, you need to have your samples first in order to sell to your client what banding application we can use in some of their shades. Without samples, you cannot sell. This took me a little few minutes to make this sample. You want it right at the edge, or do you want it set in? Or your three favorite colors that you have, you cannot find the banding, so I decided to make it myself. So I use ribbon and just place it together, miter it, and I did this banding. This one is with fabric banding and purchase or COM banding applied on top of it. As you can see, that even the miters are all connected, or nothing is basically sewn. You do not see any stitches. This is applied with the jewel tape. Naturally, the corners are sewn by machine. And this is my favorite. I love this. And again, this is all applied with the jewel tape. But in order for them to make this determination, they need to see something. Okay, so take some time and make your samples of what to sell. Once you decide what style of banding you are going to be making for your shade, this is how I always begin with the face fabric. I mark this particular shade. The client wants the banding at the very edge of the shade, at the very edge. So I apply my blue tape in the finished width of my shade. Because we're going to be doing it also mitered in the corners, I already also have the distance where that shade will be positioned. So I do the finished width and the finished length. Now remember, in my shades I like to do a permanent fold, which is 4 inches. So if I wanted to have my banding at this edge, that's where I do it. If I want a greater reveal, let's just say that they wanted it here, so that we have this spacing. Let's say that they want to show fabric below the banding. You have a lot of different ways that you can acquire or to make the changes on your shade. But it's a lot easier to do this and start over, because maybe your shade or your trim that you're going to be utilizing is 2 inches wide. So once you have established your space, you can put, again, I'm just doing it by eye, but I will be measuring, okay? And I will be putting my tape down in that area. In this situation, I want a 2-inch space before I apply my trim. So this measurement is the finished width of the shade, but I want to create a 2-inch spacing between. So as you can see, all the different size of blue tapes that I utilize, and I use it tremendously for everything. This is another technique that I learned from another colleague in the industry, and I am so thankful for all of you guys' lives, because it really helps me to produce my shades or produce any product that we utilize any of these techniques at a faster level. Thank you.